the lockdown in Ottawa began, the Ottawa Food Bank saw a dramatic increase in the amount of people that needed their services. And here's something you may not realize, but the Ottawa Food Bank runs its own farm right here in Ottawa. That's right, they produce their own produce to help with demand. Well, they rely heavily on volunteers to run the farm, and because of new protocols, those volunteers, of course, were less and less. Now, I wouldn't say they're right back on their feet now, but they have certainly been able to use much more with much less. Have a look.
We grow in a typical year about 130,000 pounds of fresh produce. And I think when people think of a food bank, they think of food that's in a box or a can. But with this great program and the help of 1,000 volunteers every year who come up and support us, we can grow these fresh vegetables and get them out to families in need, which is really unique and really important for those families.
We've been very graciously donated the use of a field on Black Family Farm. We're currently using about 8 acres of a 10-acre field. We expect to expand in coming years, maybe at roughly half acre to an acre per year. And we've been growing here since 2012. When we started, it was only a 2-acre project, and we've evolved to grow a much wider variety of vegetables and fruit. We now grow 21 different vegetables and fruit. The fruit includes melons, cantaloupe and watermelon, and a whole range of different vegetables. We host over roughly 1,400 volunteers a season. It's a little lower this year because of the COVID pandemic. But fortunately for us, a sort of silver lining and maybe a little ironic situation is that our average number of volunteers this year has risen because we're filling all of our shifts with a maximum group size of 10 people per shift.
I've worked on the community harvest farm here for the food bank. I've worked here now for almost 4 months. I've been here since the beginning of the season, and we're well into harvest season now, so we're harvesting some beans today, some zucchini and some cucumber. Before the pandemic, I worked as a lifeguard with the city, and I was out of work with the whole pandemic situation, so I had to find some new work. So I was looking for a summer job because my camp counselor summer job as well got kind of knocked out there. So I was looking around, and I have a connection to the farmer. My dad used to work with the farmer's wife here, and they were talking, and she brought up this job, and sure enough, I looked into it, and it was an outdoor physical labor job. Is exactly what I was looking for. So I was very fortunate to be able to find it, and it's something I had no clue about it before. So I've been working here now for the 4 months, and it's just been wonderful.
They get to volunteer in an outdoor environment, which in itself is quite rare. And they also just get a real appreciation for how things are grown in a fairly modern agricultural sense. They get a sense of just the efficiencies of doing things at scale. And they have an opportunity to bond with colleagues if they come out as a corporate group. They get to meet new people, sometimes make friendships. We have volunteers who are what we call regulars, who come out on a weekly basis, and some of those regulars over the years have bonded, and so they'll come out on the same days because they know that they're here. So it's a really well-rounded volunteer experience, and it's quite rare because there are very few food banks in North America that have a dedicated farm that supplies their agencies that they supply to.
It's just been wonderful to see the community really come together and find opportunities like this to give back to the community. It's been wonderful to see people coming out and getting outside of their houses after being inside for so long, and not only have some fun out here and do some good work, but really be able to give back to their community.
I've been working now for the food bank for 10 years, and when I started, we used to see large quantities of vegetables, but we're now roughly 50 to 100% higher in our distribution of those on an annual basis. And we've made a very, very strong commitment to making sure that the things we distribute to our agencies are as healthy as they can be. So the fact that we have a farm at the Ottawa Food Bank is a reflection of this, and we're very proud to be able to produce fruits and vegetables during the growing season that go out sometimes same day or next day after it's been picked. It's really about being able to provide the freshest, most healthiest product to our agencies.